Imagine a winter ritual that warms your soul and ignites your taste buds. Every Friday night, my family and I would visit a tiny Korean restaurant in Sydney, where a single dish became our obsession. In a small dining room with just a few tables, an elderly Korean woman cooked magic in her tiny kitchen. The aroma of Sundubu Jjigae filled the air, promising a fiery, comforting meal. We'd always pretend to look at the menu, but our hearts were set on those 3 black ceramic bowls of Sundubu Jjigae bubbling with spicy, savory goodness. Each sip of the stew, with its silken tofu and seafood, burned a path from our mouths to our stomachs, warming us from the inside out. Heather John, a Korean cookery instructor, explains that jjigae is more than just a stew. It's a hearty, half soup, half stew that stands on its own, always accompanied by rice and kimchi. Korean soups like guk and tang are part of larger meals, but jjigae is substantial enough to be a meal in itself, a testament to its rich, comforting nature. Sadly, the chef at our beloved restaurant retired, and the jjigae lost its magic. We tried many versions, but none matched the original. This disappointment sparked my obsession with jjigae. I embarked on a journey to master Sundubu Jjigae, Kimchi Jjigae, Gochujang Jjigae, and Doenjang Jjigae. The secret to Sundubu Jjigae's distinctive flavor lies in sautéing gochugaru in sesame oil. My first attempt ended in burnt chili powder, a lesson learned the hard way. According to my Korean kitchen, the trick is to keep the heat low and not leave the gochugaru unattended. Add seafood, vegetables, and broth, then crack an egg just before serving. In many Korean restaurants, Sundubu Jjigae is served spicy and red, but traditionally, it can also be white, with a milder, more delicate flavor. White Sundubu Jjigae with oysters offers a subtle, sweet broth that contrasts sharply with the fiery red version, showcasing the dish's versatility. Kimchi Jjigae, the desert island soup, is a staple in Korean cuisine. Older, fermented kimchi gives it a deep, intense flavor. For an even richer taste, stir-fry the kimchi with sesame oil and gochugaru before adding the liquid base. Letting it sit for a day or 2 enhances the flavors even more. Gochujang Jjigae combines gochujang and doenjang, creating a spicy, savory stew. Too much gochujang can be overpowering, so balance is key. John recommends a ratio of 2 parts gochujang to 1 part doenjang. This stew can be made with pork, beef, or even vegetarian with zucchini, mushrooms, and jalapenos. Doenjang Jjigae, the soul of Korean cooking, is a mild, comforting stew with zucchini, potatoes, and fermented soybean paste. It's often the first solid food for Korean babies. Eun Hyun, a chef from Melbourne, recalls her grandmother making doenjang from scratch, a tradition that adds depth to the dish. A great jjigae depends on a great stock. Myeolchi yuksu, dried anchovy stock, or dasame yuksu, kelp stock, are essential for a rich, flavorful base. Making dasame yuksu involves soaking dried kelp in cold water, simmering it with aromatics like daikon and spring onion roots, and avoiding boiling to prevent bitterness. After months of experimenting, I finally perfected my jjigae with homemade kelp stock, transforming an old favorite into a new culinary delight. Even the best food rituals can be improved.